Forza on PlayStation. Forza on PlayStation. That is something that I would have never expected to say and also be true in my entire life. But it happened. We have Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation. And I, which I am primarily a Gran Turismo channel, was sent a preview key for the game on the PlayStation port. And so, well, I guess this is my video about it. I have no time to make this. It's 1 a.m. on the 23rd. So right off the bat, just for a little bit of background info, I am primarily a Gran Turismo player. I have played some other like arcade racing games in the past, like Need for Speed Carbon, Pro Street, Hot Pursuit 2010, Midnight Club 3, several other kinds of games, but never in my life have I ever touched a Forza game. And also for the fact that I've just never bought the PC versions of any Forza game. So this is my very, very first impressions as mostly a Gran Turismo enjoyer, and I cannot wait for the comments on this video. They are going to be so spicy. Normally I don't allow childish behavior in my comment section because it's just really annoying and old to look at after a certain amount of time, but I'm going to make one exception for this video. Console war veterans, let loose. It's good for the analytics. I'll let it slide this time. So yeah, this is Forza Horizon 5 on the PS5 Pro. I'm pretty sure other people are going to compare the PS5 versus the PS5 Pro, wherever it comes to the graphics and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure I don't really have to go over what the game is about because it is almost 3.5 years old at this point. So to be honest, I kind of don't even know how to make a first impressions video of this game in particular. But since PlayStation owners are now going to be able to have the chance to play it, albeit at a pretty steep price tag, then this is probably what you should be expecting. Now I know everybody is going to be comparing this to GT7, but let me just tell you this right off the bat. This game and GT7 are completely different games for completely different playstyles. You can't compare the two. The only thing you can really compare is the graphics to a certain extent. Forza Horizon 5 has to focus their graphics on like the environment and how foliage looks and all that stuff, where Gran Turismo's main focus is the car models and just like the immediate area inside of the track, as you're not going to be driving off the road or anything like that, so they don't really have to pay that much attention outside of it. But Horizon 5 actually looks very, 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 very good. That's just about as much depth as I'm going to go into it. It's a very good looking game, and you gotta give credit where it's due. But we're not going to be doing, though, Forza Horizon 5 versus GT7 graphics comparisons. Those are silly, even though they get views, but come on, I'm an adult. I'm a little above that. So first thing I want to talk about is the physics. Now, obviously, these physics are very arcadey. There's absolutely nothing to compare with GT7 here. I'm sure it's going to take me a little bit longer to get used to them, but one thing I have noticed with these physics is that the steering speed is way too fast and way too sensitive. I also had the same problem on NFS Unbound, where I would try to counter steer, but it would overcorrect way too much, and then it kind of starts a chain reaction where I keep trying to correct myself, but the car just fishtails down the road. And in this game, I pretty much have the same problem. It's hard to make minor corrections, and instead you just yeet the steering wheel to the opposite side, and that just chain reactions, and it's really hard to stop. I also tried this on my Fanatec GT DD Pro, and I kind of had the same issues where even the slightest amount of steering input would turn the wheels way too much. It kind of felt like karting physics, to be honest, where you don't really have to give that much input at all, and the cart will just steer for you. So think of like a very drifty and slidey arcadey kind of go-kart kind of steering. And yes, I did try to change the settings and everything like that, but for some reason whenever I tried to change the steering angle and the sensitivity and all that stuff, it wasn't really making any changes in the game. I'm not sure if that's a bug or if I was doing something else wrong, and yes, I had the steering set to simulation mode as well. But that is something I still have to try to work the kinks out. Apparently people have been able to get fairly realistic kind of steering on there, minus like the physics themselves. But that is one thing that I have been having a little bit of trouble with. Now, unfortunately, I haven't had a lot of time to play a lot of the game just yet. I have been doing a clutch job on my car the past couple weeks. Yes, weeks. It actually took me that long. And I've also had IRL stuff, like work. So I've had very limited playtime with this game in the first place, but this game really gives me vibes from both like the recent Need for Speed games and NFS Hot Pursuit 2010. But the combination of the physics, the open world, and also getting a little bit of NFS Unbound PTSD from the characters and stuff that just will not shut up. If you want a really bad drinking game, take a shot anytime somebody calls you my friend. Because I swear I saw it pop up at least 7 times in like a 5-minute span whenever I actually paid attention to it. I did mute the voices early on, so it was kind of hard to pick up at first. So at least on the PS5 Pro there is performance and graphics modes, which performance mode is 60 FPS, while graphics is 30. And yes, I did try both of them. I did not get a exact comparison between the two. I'm sure somebody else is going to do this anyways. But surprisingly, the 30 FPS mode was actually pretty playable, and there wasn't like a whole lot of input delay or anything like that. And it does look very, very good. And I think it also exaggerates the motion blur a little bit more in the performance in the graphics mode at 30 FPS. But the 60 FPS version also looks pretty good as well. It just doesn't have the ray tracing reflections, and the textures and some details are a little bit muted, but I honestly don't mind the 30 FPS at all. Now, how do I think this will affect Gran Turismo and Sony in general for one of Xbox's flagship racing games to be on their market now? Well, to be honest, I don't think it's going to do a damn thing. This game and Gran Turismo 7 are complete polar opposites of each other. One is a circuit racer simulator, and the other is an open world arcade game. There's just nothing more to say than that. So unfortunately, that's about all I can really cover for now. Like I said, I had very little time to throw this video together, and I'm sorry for it being super lazy, but it really do be like that sometimes. But the last thing I want to go over is the cost, and it, like I said earlier, it's pretty steep. So for the standard edition, it's $60. That's pretty standard for most games these days. Most of them actually go for $70, but then again, this game is almost 3.5 years old. I think 40 or maybe even 30 would have been a little bit more appropriate. There's a deluxe edition for $80, which has the Forza Horizon 5 car pass. I honestly don't really know what that includes, like, specifically. And there's also the premium edition, which goes for one big fat Benji. Yeah, that's a lot for a game. That is a very, very lot for a game. And the premium edition is the version that I received a key for, so my game basically has... So, a bunch of cars appeared in my game, which I have no idea where they came from. I'm assuming it's because of the premium edition stuff. If you buy the standard edition, you might not see some of these cars as early in the game as I did. And if you buy the premium edition, you could actually start playing it on the 25th, depending on your local time and stuff like that. Standard edition, you get to play on the 28th or 29th, depending on when it lands. So, yeah, that is pretty expensive, especially, like I said, for an old game. GT7 in comparison is $70 for the standard edition, and as far as I know, I'll correct it on the screen if I'm wrong about that. But GT7 also does not have any paid DLC whatsoever. I don't know why I'm still bringing GT7 up. I said you can't compare them, but here I am comparing them. I still am going to give this game a fair shot. I am going to be posting a couple videos of it here and there. We'll see how it does as far as performance on the channel. But I also want to hear what you guys think of it too. Is this something you've personally been waiting on? Have you been playing Forza Horizon 5 on your PC setup instead? Or are you a Sigma Chad and have both consoles and appreciate them both for what they have to offer, instead of just fanboying one over the other and saying one is garbage because it's different than the other? I want to hear it all. Let the comments section go wild. Decorated console war veterans of decades past, your time is now. So that's pretty much all I have to cover for now. There is going to be more Forza Horizon 5 videos in a few different flavors coming on the channel over the next couple weeks. Let me know what else you guys want to see regarding this game, and, well, I'll see you later.